Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Vientiane, the capital of Laos. Today we are flying Lao Airlines to Bangkok. But before that I had to find the airport bus. Technically it's very straightforward and the bus should run about hourly. However, I waited for a long time and nothing showed up. Eventually I boarded a bus which I thought was the airport bus but turned out to be a regular bus. But it was going along the road past the airport and the driver promised to drop me at the airport turnoff. The people in the bus were really nice and helpful too. Less than 10 minutes later we reached the turnoff and I walked the rest of the way to the terminal. There wasn't exactly a sidewalk and I should point out it was very hot. Temperatures that day reached 34 degrees Celsius. Vientiane Airport is the main international airport of Laos. Most of the international destinations are in China, but you can also reach countries like Malaysia, Singapore and South Korea. Check-in for my flight was not yet open, so I went upstairs to the shopping floor to get some lunch. I went for basil beef rice, which, as many dishes in Laos, turned out to be rather spicy. The strawberry shake was definitely a good addition to that. Afterwards I went for check-in. Once that was done I headed back up for security. Turns out they were just opening up the international area and I was one of the first people to go through. The departure area was rather basic but had lots of seating. There was no Wi-Fi by the way, unless you have been pre-registered for that somehow. Unfortunately there was also no view of the apron. Boarding started on time and that was the first time I caught a glimpse of today's aircraft. The aircraft was a 14-year-old Airbus A320 that had been with Lao Airlines its whole life. It featured 16 seats in business class that looked quite comfortable. But I was booked in economy class which had 126 seats. The seats were old, but I have to say the padding was really comfortable. They even came with adjustable headrests that were very well cushioned. There was also an entertainment screen, but it was switched off for this flight. The USB port next to it probably didn't work either. The tray table mechanism appeared a bit battered, but more on that later. Boarding was slowly finishing and it was time to admire the sunset outside.
From Vientiane to Bangkok, the indicated flight time to Suvarnabhumi International Airport is 1 hour and departure delivery 13,000 feet. Wish you a pleasant flight. Thank you.
Pushback started early, which meant I would have some more time to enjoy the sunset in the air.
Cabin crew will now show you the safety demonstration of this aircraft. It is then of cabin completion, the oxygen mask will dominate free draw from unit above your head.
On the way to the runway we passed Lao Airlines COMAC C909. It was their latest fleet edition and they use it for domestic flights. We also passed the Xi'an MA60 of Lao Skyway. I was originally booked on one of those for my previous flight from Luang Prabang to Vientiane, but they had cancelled it. But who knows, maybe I get another chance in the future.
Air crew, please be seated for takeoff. Thank you.
As we were getting closer to the runway, the crew switched on some mood light in the cabin, which looked nice. Then it was time to lean back and enjoy the takeoff in the sunset. With the sun disappearing beyond the horizon, let's focus on the inside again. And that means first we need to talk about the tray table. As you can clearly see, it was pretty much a catastrophe. It appeared really dirty and had lots of scratches. Apart from that, it was also very loose. The table really looked very bad and this applied not only to mine but the other ones in my row as well. On the upside, the crew soon came around handing out snack boxes. They contained a cold pastry and a yogurt. The pastry contained some sort of minced meat and tasted quite delicious. Along with that, they provided a full drink service offering soft drinks and tea, water, coffee. I was really impressed by this level of service given that this is usually only like an hour-long flight. The crew was also friendly and very attentive. I had thought about booking business class, but I discovered what you get in economy class is already pretty good. It was now almost dark outside and we started our descent towards Bangkok.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Suvarnabhumi International Airport. The local time is 7:40 p.m. and the outside temperature is 28 degrees Celsius or 82 degrees Fahrenheit. On behalf of Lao Airlines, we'd like to thank you for flying with us and we're looking forward to serve you again on official flight. Once again, have a nice day in Bangkok and for those who will continue the journey to another destination, have a safe trip. Thank you.
We arrived at the gate almost on time and that concludes my flight on Lao Airlines today.
Cool, this sounds like a good.
Bangkok Airport is usually very busy at immigration, but today I was lucky and was through in like a minute. Definitely my fastest immigration ever at this airport. I went outside and looked for the hotel shuttle. Yeah, welcome to Bangkok. This is the Hyatt Regency Hotel at Suvarnabhumi Airport. It's okay, it's quite nice. I always wanted to stay here, never stayed here before, but I would say the interior is okay, maybe a bit dated, but they have a desk here, they give you some tea and stuff. The bathroom is quite big and they have a very efficient shuttle from the airport. Like there were 3 shuttle buses already waiting when I stepped outside and like one of them took me immediately, like only me, they didn't even wait for any other person. And it was also the first time that my reservation was checked before I entered the shuttle bus, because there was like a lady and she had like a list with all the reservations and like the names, and she checked that I actually had a reservation here before I entered the shuttle bus. Shall we see if we have a view? But I think, yeah, it's a view of the lobby. Nice. Speaking of lobby, I may go down and have some dinner. Lao Airlines served like a snack on the flight. That was really nice. Tasted quite good as well. But speaking of Lao Airlines, I really like them. They are a really nice airline, and I had 2 fantastic flights on them. First from Luang Prabang to Vientiane yesterday, and then today from Vientiane here to Bangkok. Really nice flights. Crew was fantastic. They were really lovely, really kind, provided excellent service. If I ever go to Laos again, I will definitely fly them again. That's it for my Asia trip. I don't know what my next trip is gonna be. I have some ideas for my next trip, but I have to figure out if it will work or not. So subscribe and stay tuned. I will see you on my next trip. Until then, enjoy your travels.